As the first high-mobility artillery rocket systems, known as Himars, from the United States, landed in Ukraine, they marked a turning point in the nation's staunch resistance against one of the world's most feared military superpowers. A high-ranking officer in a release from the United States Defense Department hailed these systems as delivering, quote, a significant impact on the battlefront, also marking a critical point in the conflict. For Ukraine's resolute defenders, Himars quickly became the cornerstone of the arsenal supplied by the Western Alliance, spearheaded by the U.S. Reports from the front lines consistently highlighted how these weapons significantly bolstered the resistance against Russian onslaughts. The Himars allowed Ukrainian forces to pinpoint Russian positions, strike them from afar with lethal precision, and then swiftly maneuver to safety using their hit-and-run capabilities, before the Russians could even register the blow. These systems proved devastatingly effective and nearly invincible. Such was the confidence in their Himars that a Ukrainian officer boasted on social media about Russia's inability to take down a single unit. However, after years of successful deployments, a harrowing new video surfaced, showing a Russian missile zeroing in on a Himars unit. The complete destruction of this unit presents a grim reality. Russia might have cracked the code on tracking and annihilating these crucial assets. Supplied by the United States in June 2022, the High-Mobility Artillery Rocket Systems, or Himars, equip Ukrainian forces with the capability to launch precise, long-range strikes, abilities previously beyond their grasp. With Himars, Ukraine has successfully zeroed in on key Russian military and logistical hubs, drastically crippling the enemy's supply chains and command networks, even amidst relentless attacks on Ukrainian settlements. A prime example of this disruption unfolded in early July, when Ukrainian forces destroyed a significant Russian ammunition depot at the Donetsk-Kamaz truck center. Repurposed by Russian troops for ammunition storage, this facility was the target of a devastating Ukrainian assault. The aftermath of this strike sent shockwaves far beyond the immediate physical damage, significantly sapping the morale and combat readiness of nearby Russian units. General Mark Milley, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, underscored the role of Himars in taking out Russian command centers, logistical networks, and artillery positions, particularly around defensive strongholds. Training Ukrainian troops to fully leverage Himars was a crucial component of U.S. support, leading to rapid proficiency thanks to Ukraine's experience with similar artillery systems and their sharp skills in artillery warfare. This swift adaptation has magnified the system's integration into Ukraine's broader military strategy, boosting its influence on the complex dynamics. Thus, deploying Himars has strengthened Ukraine's tactical prowess and compelled both adversaries to reevaluate their battlefield strategies. As the war continues, the ongoing use of Himars remains a cornerstone in Ukraine's defensive and offensive playbook, shaping future military engagements in this drawn-out conflict. Himars has proven its mettle, starkly contrasting with the vulnerabilities of Russian armored units, which flounder when operating unsupported in intricate battle scenarios. The strategic edge is vital as the battlefield increasingly demands sophisticated surveillance and pinpoint accuracy. As the conflict has intensified, Ukrainian operators have adeptly expanded their target range, striking deeper into Russian-held territory and even into Russia itself, placing immense pressure on Russian military command and logistics. This broader reach has dramatically escalated the strategic stakes of Ukraine's counteroffensive operations. The capability of Himars to deliver high-precision strikes on training bases, command centers, and troop formations has become a critical component of Ukraine's tactical arsenal. Its unique value lies in its ability to engage targets up to 300 kilometers away, 10 times the reach of traditional artillery. Without air dominance, and against the backdrop of conventional artillery limitations, Himars' long-range precision is indispensable. Prior to acquiring Himars, Ukrainian forces were constrained in their ability to launch long-range precision strikes. Equipped with advanced inertial navigation and GPS systems, as well as a state-of-the-art fire control system that manages the targeting, aiming, and firing processes, adjusting for variables like range, wind, and target movement, Himars can unleash devastating strikes with surgical precision, often from distances that keep it well out of the effective retaliatory range of enemy forces. Among its munitions, the M31 guided rockets are particularly noteworthy, capable of hitting targets more than 50 miles away. Being so important for Ukraine's war efforts, many analysts have wondered if Ukrainians are relying too much on the Himars system, and what would happen if it was taken away from them. Thankfully for Ukraine, one of the standout attributes of the Himars is its remarkable mobility, lightweight structure, and advanced communication systems, making it a tough target to pin down and attack in a fixed location, thus enhancing its resilience as a weapons system. Mounted on a nimble, light-wheeled chassis, Himars excels in maneuverability, allowing it to easily navigate through diverse and challenging terrains. Its design is compatible with airlifts by C-130 aircraft, facilitating rapid deployment across various operational theaters, a critical feature that boosts its utility in fast-evolving military scenarios. In contrast to the M270 multiple launch rocket system, which operates on a track chassis and can house 2 rocket pods, the Himars system accommodates just 1. However, its shoot and scoot capability is where Himars truly shines, enabling the system to launch its payload and swiftly relocate before enemy forces can pinpoint its firing position. This tactic significantly enhances its survivability on the battlefield by minimizing exposure to counterattacks. In terms of firepower, Himars offers not only versatility, but also remarkable precision. Compatibility with various munitions, including the Army Tactical Missile System and the Guided Multiple Launch Rocket System, contributes to its strategic flexibility. Moreover, Himars plays a pivotal role in network-centric warfare, seamlessly integrating with other military assets to exchange real-time data and coordinate strategic maneuvers. This connectivity boosts situational awareness and enables dynamic targeting adjustments as battlefield conditions change. Typically, a Himars unit can detect nearby threats well before they pose an imminent danger, leveraging its unmatched mobility to reposition safely. So confident was Ukraine in the safety of its Himars that in 2023, they released a defiant video featuring a Ukrainian fighter proclaiming, quote, "There hasn't been a single Himars system destroyed so far." Despite the critical role of Himars in Ukraine's defense efforts, the number of units on the ground is limited, with a total of 38 systems committed by the US to Ukraine as part of their security assistance. To date, 20 have been confirmed as delivered and active in the conflict. Given the extensive front lines Ukraine is defending, losing even one system represents a significant blow. However, recent footage serves as a stark reminder that despite their strengths, Himars units are not impervious to threats. As the conflict evolves, the strategic importance of each Himars unit continues to grow, underscoring their value in Ukraine's ongoing struggle for resilience and defense. Pro-Kremlin Telegram channels recently circulated footage showcasing the destruction of one of Ukraine's M142 Himars in a strike by a Russian Iskander tactical missile system. This incident marks the first reported destruction of a Ukrainian Himars unit, following several unsuccessful Russian attempts, including one that only managed to damage the launcher. Due to their high mobility and ability to keep on the move even on difficult terrain, pinning down a Himars had proven impossible to the Russian forces since the beginning of the war. This had turned the American-made artillery system into a critical advantage for Ukraine, as the units were devastating in their precision and effectiveness, yet almost untouchable. Consequently, Russian military efforts have intensified, focusing on neutralizing these units, often to bolster their own propaganda narrative. A provocative video, synchronized with the pulse of intense electronic beats, captures Russian surveillance pinpointing the Himars unit stationed at the fringe of a dense forest. Just when the beat drops, the Himars is violently struck by a missile. The camera abruptly pulls back to reveal a towering inferno erupting skyward, obliterating the Ukrainian artillery system in spectacular conflagration. Russian sources assert that the strike ignited the Himars launcher, causing its missiles to combust and release thick plumes of white smoke, a telltale sign of rocket fuel enveloping the area in a choking haze. Despite the recent attack, Ukrainian forces continue to press their advantage, notably destroying 3 Russian BM-27 Uragan rocket systems in the village of Magadova in the Zaporizhia region, showcasing the ongoing efficacy and resilience of the Himars units in combat. As the dust settles from this devastating strike, concerns heighten about the potential shift in the battlefield's equilibrium. This grim spectacle might signal a dark turn in the conflict, as the Russians may have finally cracked the code in targeting these elusive, game-changing Himars systems. Should these fears materialize, Ukraine could significantly erode its strategic artillery advantage, which has been a thorn in the side of Russian forces throughout the conflict.